Welcome, ladies, to this little Squarespace tutorial. I'm going to show you how easy it can be to really manage your website. So first of all, this is my website and I have a lot of pages, so don't think you have to have this many at all, but my website is literally everything for me. So first of all, on your main menu, you have pages, which is where you edit all your pages. We have the design, which is where you upload your logo, where you change your title, where you edit all the colors, fonts, everything in the style editor. The announcement bar, which is the little bar, I don't know why it's not showing right here, on that can show up on here, which is an announcement. I usually use that for an event or for a new challenge that I'm signing up people up for. So that's that. Everything else is really, you don't really need any of the rest. So the style editor is important because that is where you do set up all the settings. So the fonts, the colors, which color is where. So as you can see, we have 3 different headings. I don't have heading 1 right on this website, but on another one. So this is my heading 2. This is my heading 3. My heading 1 is just black. So whatever settings you have here, it's going to look the same all over your website whenever you pick heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3. Your actual colors and your font is something that I recommend you do with a designer, so they can actually help you figure out your exact branding colors, your font, etc. So yeah, so that's all here. So sometimes you may be on a page, you don't really know what kind of element that is where you need to change the settings. So you can just click on that block and it will automatically show you the actual style. So let's say there could be some text in here, I believe, or yeah, so this is a banner. So I could change the overlay color here and add some whatever I wanted. But I'm going to leave that on white. So if you click on this, then the heading 2 font is going to come up. If that's what you want to edit, if the main text is what you want to edit, just click on that. So it's really easy. Just click on whatever you want to edit, but make sure you know that it's going to change everything that is on your website. So if I click here on the text now, I change the text font, it's going to change the text font on my entire website. So really, this is something that you need to go over in the beginning of your website, unless you want to change all your entire branding, but you don't normally need to change anything here after you have things set up. So style editor is where you edit everything. Then we have commerce, which is where you see the orders. So I sell my tickets for my meditation classes on my website. So this is where I'll see who has signed up, the customers, etc. Marketing, I don't even know what this is for. Pinterest save buttons, I think I have this on. So when people hover over a picture, they can put it on Pinterest. This is really to connect your social media with your website as well, products and Instagram. Okay, I've never used any of these, to be honest. Marketing, analytics is to see numbers on your page, which page has how many clicks, etc., which buttons work. If you want to get into that, I don't really use that, but it's good to know so you can actually check how many people get on which page. Comments, I've never used that. Oh, I didn't know that there were comments that I need. Oh, they are approved. Okay, so that means that I have approved those. But yeah, if someone comments on your blog, you'll see there. And the settings, your business information, your billing and account, if you ever want to change your subscription to the website, if you need to change your credit card, basic information, your domain, your connected accounts. So that's all your social media accounts that are connected with your website. Yeah, payments for commerce. If you want to sell tickets like I do, for example, for my class, you need to connect that with a payment option, for example, PayPal or Stripe if you have Stripe. Yeah, and I don't use any of the rest. So the really important thing is the pages. So today I am going to show you on this page how I will edit this page. And maybe before that, I can explain the structure here. So this is the main navigation. Let me actually change the page so you see what this looks like. So main navigation is what I have on the top here. Secondary navigation can also be called footer navigation. It depends on your template. So that's what's down here. Okay. Then we have the not linked pages. So the not linked pages are all the pages that, let's say, if I click on retreats, for example, I click on Costa Rica. So retreats, as you can see on the left here, is this page, right? When I click on Costa Rica, it goes to the not linked page. So that means it's not in any of these menus. It's just a normal page I have on the website, but people can only kind of find this page through another page. All right, so yeah, if you ever want to create a new page, you can click on the plus. So there is a normal page, which is what the sign looks like. So that's just a page where you can add text, you can add graphics, et cetera, et cetera. If you want to create a product page, that's where you will actually create your workshops. For example, I have a product page for my meditation classes. So these are my upcoming workshops, and I just create a new product for each workshop, and I tell how many spots there are, what the price is, etc. So if you ever want to sell any products on your website, you will have to have a payments page or like a product page that can be in the unlinked, in the not linked section. A cover page is what I currently have on the front of my website. So if you go to martinafink.com right now, may be different in 2 weeks or so, that's what you see. So that basically covers your entire website. It's the first thing that people see when they come to your website. They have a few different templates depending on the actual template that you chose. And this is really good for like announcement or to have like a coming soon thing. So everyone who gets your website will see this first thing. That's the cover page. Then we have folders. So folders are, and you may have seen some people have drop-down menus here. So let's say maybe events, and then they have a drop-down for Greece and Costa Rica. That would be a folder. So I don't really work with folders in the menu. I do work with folders on my not linked pages just because to kind of simplify and have an overview. So I have a folder here, for example, with all forms pages. So if someone wants to book a discovery call with me, that's what they need to fill in. If someone wants to, is interested in business coaching, that's what they fill in for. If someone wants to get on my podcast, that's the questions that they get asked before they get on the podcast. So I really use this folder just for me to kind of structure things a little bit, but I don't recommend you use it in the menu because it can be confusing and people may be able to miss out some of your content because they click directly in the folder. I haven't used album, but I assume it's for music. Then we have index pages. So index pages is, I have one here, for example, is a page that you can put together with different sections. So this is, let me see if that, yeah, okay. So this is a summary of my podcast. That is one element. Then I have the next element, which is this little thing. And then I have a last element. The thing on index pages is that it beautifully alters with colors. So I have the white and then a pink. And if I add another element here, it would be the same pink again. I can also have really beautiful banners, like photos that are the size of my website. So that's the benefit of the index page. I can just take this element and move it up and down and change things around. So if I do this, this is going to turn out pink in the end, and this is going to be white. So I'm just going to leave it like that. That's an index page. Not every single template in Squarespace has index pages. So if you don't see index here, you don't have it, and that's fine too. Then you just work with pages. Then we have the blog. So the blog is, this is my normal blog. You can just click on the plus and it will create a new blog post. You can edit everything. So these are all the blog posts that are on my website. Yeah, there's quite some more. You can make drafts and you can schedule them as well, which is good. I have a draft in here. The 5 things that amaze me in Bali is currently a draft. I'm working on this. I haven't finished it. So that's why it's still in here. Then the next thing is events. So an events calendar is really nice because it actually sticks to the dates. So I have all these upcoming events. I have past events, and it shows up in this beautiful calendar of events. It shows the date, it shows the time, it shows where it is. When you enter that, you can have a description. You can actually click on it. Let me show you this one. You can have a description. You see where it is with the full address. People can check out the map. You can add a description, and then you can have a button, and that button will lead to the product, which is what we talked about before. And this is where they can actually buy it, in case you ever want to do that. Now let's go back. Okay, events. If you ever want to create a new event, you can just add an event here. So that's really easy. You don't need to come up with anything on your own. You can just take the events template from there. Gallery is really nice too. I have galleries in my retreat pages. So for example, here, this is my Greece sales page. It's an index page, and it's put together with a lot of elements. I can show you these sections here as well. So then we have this one element. The next element is the pink one. It goes back to the white one, and I could just like switch these around whenever I wanted. So this here is a gallery, which means you can upload several photos and they will just kind of loop around. Okay, and then we have a link. I have a link right here. So it shows as this link sign, and what it is, so this link right here goes directly to my membership website so that people can sign in. You could also have a link here for anything. So if I wanted to add a link that says, for example, Costa Rica retreat, I could add that and link that to the content, which would be my Costa Rica, that's the gallery, index pages, GlobeCamp Costa Rica. So that is one option to do this. The other option would be to just take this Costa Rica page and put it up on the menu. So if I put this here, it will show up on the menu. Let's go back to the home. So now this one is just a link, which is good for maybe not in this example, but if you want to link to anything maybe outside of your website, or if you want people to join your Facebook group, for example, you can have a link and link that to the Facebook group. So I'm going to delete that link, and this is where we have the index page now. So I can just, if I want to take this out again, just move it down to where it was before. So this is kind of an overview of how this works and how you're adding all these elements. So now I want to work on that one page that I said, on the testimonials page. So what I have here is a banner. So just click on the banner. You can upload the image that you want to have on your banner. This banner is going to look the same on every single page in terms of the size of the banner. If I change the size in the style editor, it's going to change on every single page where I have a banner. Now I'm going to edit this page. So here I have a graphic, an image. You can always click on the left. You will see where this black bar is. That's where you're going to add the element. So you click here, you can add text, you can add an image, you can add a video, you can embed a video, you can upload an audio, you can just add a button, a line, a spacer, and so many other things. Like everything is in here. I could put a summary here. So summary is a summary of, for example, of events, of blog posts, of events, of galleries apparently as well. So, and of products. So if I want to make an excerpt of my blog, I could say blog, and then my latest blog posts show up. I can say exactly how, I can say how many posts I want to have, I think. Layout. Oh, this is some size kind of thing. Yeah, how big that should be. And then here you can say how you want them to be positioned. You can, let's say we put it in a list, then it's underneath each other. I can also change the size of the actual image, how, you know, what this looks like. So that's how you add a summary. Just going to take this away now. So I have added an image here, and then I have a line here. And then I have this title, and then I have 3 different boxes. So these boxes, I can just take them and move them around. So wherever the line is, that's where the text box is going to go. So if I put it here, it's going to go here. If I put it here, it's going to go here. If I put it here, it's really going to go to the right side of the entire box. So you have to be careful when you move those text boxes around and images. Make sure you know exactly where you're going to drop it. If I leave it here, it's going to be different than if I leave it here. Does that make sense? So if I leave it here, it's going to go on the top of these 2 boxes, versus if I leave it on here, it's going to go on the top of this. So now this has come together, and that's the tricky part. Sometimes you have to play around with it a bit, add a line or a spacer, and then move it around again to where you want to have it, and then take that line or spacer away. So here I have a selection of testimonials from clients that I want to structure and organize a little bit. So what I'm going to do is add photos of these people, and I have a separate folder on my computer with these pictures from the clients. So let me actually just see. Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do is add a photo right here on the top of this text. I will have to go over the text anyway. And this is Tomo. In the design, I like to change it to do not display caption. So you see, as it says here, right here, you could write something about the photo. You can have a caption overlay. You can have so many different ways how to structure these. I love to have it that way. So it's just a photo. You can also add things like here and have, you know, text added as well. I like to have the inline with no caption. So if ever you want to link a photo to something else, you can add a URL here. You can add it to a different page. So let's say that was a photo of Costa Rica, and I want people to click on the photo to get to the actual retreat sales page. I can just link that there. So you can link that. You can also upload files, which could be a workbook, for example. And then when people click on the image, they can download the workbook. So now I have this photo and I want to crop it. I click on edit, crop, and then make it whatever size I want. Okay, have that now. So I'm going to move on with the next one just to show you another example of how I do this. So we have McGuire. This is already cropped. I'm taking out the caption. So then we have, who else? Ilkay, I should have an image as well. Here. Take away the caption, edit the photo, and crop it. You don't have to crop your photos at all, by the way. Like this photo isn't ideal because it has a string on there, so I'm just going to crop that out. Make sure it doesn't look weird. Okay, so then we have one more. Sarah. Make this a bit smaller. Usually try to make sure the face is in the middle. Okay, I've literally just copy pasted all of these testimonials into this page, so they are not edited and I need to work on that. But basically what I will do is to make sure that, let me add another one here to give you an example of what this needs to look like. Okay, I don't have that one here. But yeah, I'm going to take away the caption. So add an example here so you know what I mean. All right, so I will make sure, so this is perfect. They're the same length and the title is about the same length. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. So this one, I'll make sure it has the same length. So either I'll cut these short or I'll make these longer. So I just want to make sure it looks really beautiful when put together. Again, here, so now here I have 3 lines, 2 lines, 3 lines. So I'm going to make this one longer or the other one shorter, and then make sure the text is about the same length, just to kind of have consistency there. So now let's add a few more elements to this page. So maybe I want to make a line. So just put in the line there. If I want the line to be only underneath this text, so I'm going to put it there. Okay. If I want to change that, I just move it back. Always focus on the black line. What else do we have here? So we have the photos. If I want to embed a video, just take that URL from the YouTube video, for example. That's how I upload all our replays from webinars and trainings. I just put the links in there and add it to the website. And then I can also create a spacer and put that to the right side of this video and, you know, make the size however I want to make it. So usually I think that's like an image size for the video. Okay, if I want to add something underneath the video, like a text box, that's how I do it. If I want to add something underneath all of this, I'll do it that way. Okay, so always focus on that gray line and where it is, how long it is. Okay, what else do we have? Line. We have newsletter form. So for those of you who work with MailChimp, this is what you can do. You can change all these settings in your style editor, and you can change the text here. Sign up now, whatever. Have a little blurb, and then you can connect that to your MailChimp right here. You could also connect this to a Google form or a Google Doc, I believe. I have never used that before. So what else do we have here? Okay, storage and then advanced, sign up. You can change the actual button, which you can't really see here because the font is probably white too, and the post submit message. So when people click submit, this is what they're going to see. If you use, okay, let's save this. If you use, I can't save this. Okay, I can't save it because I can't store it. But basically here you would pick the list it will go to on your MailChimp. So let's cancel this. So I personally use ConvertKit. So for ConvertKit, I don't have this beautiful option. What I need to do is add a code. So in my ConvertKit, I have a code for the form. I just copy paste the form code in here and it will show up as a form. So I will have to make the actual text myself as a text box, and then this will be the form. Okay, what else do we have? Calendar, a form in general. So that's, for example, a form where people can contact you. This is the way you can do it. So if you want to add this form, you can send that to your email. You can have that added to Google Drive. You can have that sent to Zapier or to MailChimp. So this is for a contact form, for example. It's a really good option. All right, so we have the form, the newsletter, if you want to add a map. This is really all easy to understand. If you want to add a search box, yeah, then we have social blocks. Instagram, for example, I think is the only one that I use. So I just add that. I can say you have to have your Instagram connected in your settings before, but basically once that is set up, you can change and add your blocks anywhere. So let's say I only want to have 3 items. The design, I want to have 3 per row, and I'm going to change that as well. So that's my new Instagram summary, let's say. Okay, what else do we have? Instagram social links. Perfect. I think that's it. I think that's all you need to know to work on your website and just understand how to move things around. Everything that is on here is in your menu. Everything that's down here is not in your menu. And really, it explains everything as well. If you ever have any questions on Squarespace, let's say how to add a form in Squarespace, you just Google it and you will see support.squarespace.com. All those pages are super helpful. That's the actual Squarespace support page, and they have amazing short videos that actually show you how to do the things, etc., etc. So it will really explain all of this in the videos. And that's how I learned a lot of this stuff, by just Googling and looking through the Squarespace support page and figuring it out on my own. So that's it for today. I hope this helped you just understand your Squarespace a bit better. Let me know if you have any questions, and I wish you good luck with your website.